5 simple steps to get people to sell your branded products. Have you been trying to get people to sell your products on their website? Hey, it's a great idea. It's something I've done, and I've got thousands of websites to sell my products on their site. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it so you can get results too. And we're starting right now. Hey, I'm JR Fisher, and if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, go ahead and subscribe right now. There's a subscribe button down there. Please click that button, and next to it there's a bell. What you need to do is click that bell and then turn on all notifications. That way you'll be notified every single time I do a new video, and you'll be part of that VIP group. Now, I've been selling online since 2009, and I've literally sold millions of dollars worth of physical and digital products. And on this channel, that's all I talk about: how to start, run, and grow your online business so you can get great results too. Hey, I've got good news for you. At the end of this video, I've got a $97 course, but you can get it absolutely free. I'm going to put a link in the description. Check that out at the end of the video. Hey, getting other people to sell your products is awesome, and it'll save you the time that it would take to get organic SEO by posting and putting title tags and descriptions. Not that you shouldn't do that, but think about it. If you've got other people out there putting title tags and descriptions on their site about your product, that can be nothing but good for you. So getting your product sold on other people's sites is awesome. When I originally started, I started selling cell phone cases, and that didn't go too well. But what it did do for me is it taught me how to sell stuff online, and I eventually moved into having my own product, which is Survival Cave Food. Now, if you search Survival Cave Food right now, you'll get millions and millions of hits. And it's not because I did a lot, it's because all of my distributors who sell my products did a lot. They optimized the words Survival Cave Food on their sites and on their sales pages, and that gave me a lot of organic reach. But the question is, how did I get them to do that? Now, what I want to do is I want to walk you through all the steps that I did to get all these sites to sell my products. Okay, you ready? Let's get going. All right, number one, you want to go out and find the contact information of related sites to yours. So this is how this works. I sold survival food, so I went out and I looked for websites that sold survival products, websites that sold camping items, websites that sold hiking stuff, and I went to those websites and I looked for their contact information. If you go to the bottom of most pages on websites, you'll find a little spot on there and it'll say contact. If you click on that, you're going to find their email, you may find their mailing address, you may find a phone number, and that is the first start. You've got to find that contact information, but it's there. You just got to make sure you search for it and you will find it. The next thing I want you to do, you have this contact information, you know the sites that could sell your products. What you want to do is write out all the benefits of your product. So we sell survival food, okay? So we have a long shelf life. Our flavor is really good, so we have kind of a gourmet flavor. It's low in sodium. It lasts for many, many years. So what I did is I wrote out all those things, the benefits of my product, because these benefits are things you need to convey to the people who are going to buy your product. But first you need to convey it to the website that's going to be selling the product. If they don't see the benefits, if they don't hear the benefits, they just think you're just like everybody else. So our products were really unique, and I could list out all those different benefits before I contacted these other sites. Number three, not hard to do, is email all these sites. So what you want to do is let them know about your product, let them know about your program. All these sites needed to do was list our products on their websites and sell them. They didn't even have to buy the product in advance because we already had that product in inventory. So what they would do is they would actually sell them, and once they sold them, they would send the order to us. They would collect the full amount. So if they sold a product for $150 and their cost was $100, they would collect the full $150, and then they would come to our site and put in the order. We would actually ship the product out to their customer and only charge them the $100, and they could pocket that $50. So that's a pretty good deal for them. That's something also that you want to put in your email, how simple the process is, how they don't have to do any work. You know, if you're doing a dropship type program, which I assume you are if you're trying to get your branded products on somebody else's website. Number four, and you know, this is a tough one, and a lot of you don't want to do this one, but I'm telling you, you need to do it. Call the sites. Actually pick up the phone and say, hey, who is it that handles putting products on your site? Who's the owner there? If it doesn't list who the owner is, and actually ask to speak to them. Building this one-on-one relationship is invaluable, and I can think of a lot of companies I called, and it was hard, and I would spend hours on end calling these companies, trying to get them to buy my products and to list them on the site. And I got to tell you, the majority of them will say no. They just do. But you don't need that many of them to say yes to build your business. And that's what I did over and over again. I called these companies, and some of you guys, I know you don't want to get on the phone, you don't want to pick up the phone, but I'm telling you, it's a real personal touch. And the thing is, nowadays, outside of telephone solicitors on your cell phone, most companies don't get called anymore. It's a rare thing. You know, I know in our company, the only phone calls we ever really get are for trucking to move some of our products around, but we don't really hear from anybody else. We don't hear from, say, restaurants that have specials, or we don't hear from, you know, phone companies or any services at all. Nobody ever calls us. So if you're thinking they're getting inundated with these phone calls, they're not. The only phone calls they're getting inundated with is on their cell phone, but their actual business line, it's rare for somebody to call. And when you are in the United States and you have your business in the United States, it's really rare to hear an American calling you up. So, you know, that's kind of startling too. So you'll have better luck with this than what you think, but you got to expect, you know, to make hundreds of phone calls to do this. But in the long term, it's really going to pay off, because, you know, we've had people now selling my products for 9 years at this point, and that's pretty cool. And it's because I made a phone call all these years ago. Number 5 should go without saying, but have a good product. Really have a good product. I remember when I first started selling survival food, I was selling somebody else's survival food, and it really wasn't that good. It was kind of on the salty side and didn't really have good flavor, and ours has really good flavor, so we have a great product. So I would encourage, you know, potential distributors of my product to eat the food. I would send them samples out. I would say, try this food, taste it, see what you think. And, you know, they would call me up and say, it was great, I love this food, this is super, I really like it. So have a good product. Whatever your product is, make sure it's a product that they're going to really enjoy themselves, that they would use themselves, and then they'll actually market your product because they believe in it. And number 6, have great pricing. You know, you need to go out in the market and you need to see what stuff's selling for. Now, I'm not saying you need to be the lowest person, because we certainly aren't the lowest person on the internet for our products. However, you need to be competitive. You know, if people are selling a product for $100 and you go out there and try to sell it for $400, odds are you aren't going to do real well. You have to be competitive with other brands out there too. So if another brand is selling a product like yours, you got to be competitive. And I know there's that temptation to be a little bit greedy in the beginning and say, well, you know, if I sell this product for this, I want to make this. Well, you can't always make what you want. What you want to do is make it up with volume. Sell a lot of your product, and that way you can give good pricing to your actual retailers or the sites that are selling your products. Number 7, have big commissions. Now, it's the way we've got it set up, but literally the commission that the retailer makes on my product is more than what I make, and a lot of people don't do it that way. They try to make more than what the retailer does. But if you incentivize them, in other words, if I say, well, look, this is my survival food and you're going to make 30% on it, and everybody else is paying them 10 or 15% on their survival food, which one do you think they're going to sell? They're going to sell mine. Even if I make a little bit less, it only takes 3 more retailers to make up for all that profit. So my suggestion to you is really pay a generous commission and make sure they make a lot of money on your product. Number 8 is great service. You cannot sell products without having great service. This is the one thing that kills a lot of companies, is poor service. So you've got to do whatever you say you're going to do for your retailers, and if you're shipping out that product for them, you got to make sure you ship it out fast, and you got to make sure you convey to them, you know, the shipping numbers, and they have all that information, because their customers are going to want to know that too. And if you don't provide all that information to them on a timely basis, you're going to lose the business. Service is really, really important when somebody else is selling your product, because understand, their reputation's on the line, and they really can't control how fast you ship it or how well you take care of it or how well you pack it. So if you do a great job at that and they never have problems, they'll continue to sell your product. Number 9 is a big one, and I see companies do it all the time. Don't undercut your sellers. And here's what I mean by that. Our products are sold on a whole bunch of sites out there, but if you come to my site and buy it, it's more expensive. Now, why would I do that? Well, I would do that because if somebody goes to one of these other sites and they come to my site and it's cheaper, all of these retailers are going to lose business. Now, I can't reach all these retailers. I don't have their email list, and I don't have all their customer lists. So if I'm stealing their customer, after a while they're going to say, well, what's the point in selling your product? You're undercutting us, you're selling it for less money. I don't want to sell your product anymore. And I would lose all of those retailers. So ever since we've opened up, you know, almost 10 years ago now, we've always sold our product at a higher price than all of the retailers out there. All the websites out there can sell it cheaper than I can, and we stick to that. You know, we don't change that. We don't have sales where we undercut them and go below them. We just don't do that. Number 10, in the beginning, you're not gonna like this, you're not gonna want to hear this, be prepared to work 7 days a week. You've got to be there. And I don't mean you've got to work 12 hours a day 7 days a week, but what I mean is you've got to be available. If you have a product that's on somebody else's website and they run into an issue on a Sunday night, they need somebody to talk to. Now, if you don't want it to be you can have somebody in place that's knowledgeable that could help them out, and that's fine to do that. But the point is, you've got to be available. You know, I check my emails every single day. I check them throughout the day, and if there's an issue, I generally will know about it within 30 minutes or so, unless I'm at the gym and it may be an hour and a half. But the bottom line is, I also have other people who see those emails and they can jump on that and take care of it. So be prepared. You know, when you're working for yourself and you're building a brand, don't think that you can do that 5 days a week, 40 hours a week. It's not going to happen. You're just not going to be successful, because there's too many entrepreneurs out there that are willing to work every single day to beat you. So if you're only working 5 days a week and 40 hours a week, they're going to beat you. They're going to eat your lunch. Bottom line is, so you can't do that. You have to be able to put in the hours and be willing to put in the hours to be successful. Okay, so there's my top 10 tips, and I want to know in the comments below, have you tried to sell your products on other sites? Have you even thought of doing this? This is pretty cool, right? The reason I originally thought of it is because I built a website and nobody bought anything from me. So I thought, well, maybe some of these other sites could sell my products for me, and it worked out. And that's what's really kept us alive all these years, is all these other sites buying from me and selling to their customers. So if you haven't tried this, put in the comment section why you haven't tried it. If you got something out of here you think's pretty cool, put that in the comment selection. And if you're already doing this, I want to know how you did that. Put that in the comment selection below too. Now, as I promised you, right, got to fulfill those promises, there's a $97 course right in the description. You can get absolutely free. All you have to do is click the link. But do me a favor, click that subscribe button, and don't forget, ring the bell. Click that little bell there and turn on all notifications. You got to do that. Give me a like on this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell right there so you can be notified every time I do a new video. Also, click on one of those videos there. Keep watching on my channel.